steady to a vibration that's not letting it flow. And that is almost always, and it certainly is true in this case, because your awareness of the current condition and your desire to improve the current condition is about the condition, about the result, rather than about the vibration. So we want to say to you, just to get this started, and we'll have a good conversation. Let's say you're looking for $10 million and you're looking for $10 million immediately. Well, it's not likely, in fact, it's not going to happen, that $10 million is going to land in your bank account while you're on this stage. But it is possible that you could find the vibration at the core of it. You could get into the receiving mode and receive that. Now, let's start in a more accurate place. You've already been in that place many, many times. You've got tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you have felt, you've received the inspiration about that. But then, you, like almost everybody else, you want to jump over all of this vibrational work and you want to go right to the, how do I make this happen? How do I get the money into the bank? And we want you to let it be not important, no need. Let it not be important that it's not in the bank, and savor the feeling of it. In fact, we want you all to get the spirit of what we're talking about here, about being in the receiving mode because it feels so very good. Being in the receiving mode, being in the receiving mode, being in the receiving mode, and then receiving the inspiration, receiving the desire, receiving impulses to act. We want that sweet spot of being in alignment, that sweet spot of the constant, steady unfolding, to be so delicious to you that you honestly can't be sure if you want the sweet spot to last or if you want the manifestation to come. Because the sweet spot is so sweet. It's like eating an ice cream cone. Don't you want to savor it? Or do you just want to scarf it and get it over with? I've got this cone, I just got to get this over with. If you can feel what we're talking about how pleasurable it is to receive an idea about something. The idea of it, that pure idea that you haven't trampled to death with your doubt. That idea of something, that knowledge, that knowledge that Source has about what you want. All your vortexes has churned into this powerful desire, and your Source energy has flowed it to you, and you, because you were in the receiving mode, received the idea of it, received the desire. And it feels so good. And now you are wanting to milk that feeling as long as you can. And now that feeling turns to other ideas, it turns to impulses, it turns to rendezvous, it turns to unfolding, and you know you're in the flow because magical seeming things are happening all around you, and the right people are just showing up, and the perfect information is just coming to you, and you can just feel it. It's fleshing out, and it's so much fun being this powerful being at the center of this cooperative universe where the energy that creates worlds is flowing to you and through you. You're not creating this business on your own. All that is non-physical is creating it with you and giving you the precise ideas that are perfect for you, given the resistance that you hold as your inner being guides you over and under and around and through any resistance that you have on your trail, which just makes for a much more interesting journey. We're asking you, many of you followed right along with us about that. Wouldn't you like that to last? Wouldn't you like that to last? And you say, no, I just want to get the business going, and I just want to go to work, and I just want to get up every morning tired and drag my body over there and wrangle other people into making them do stuff they don't want to do. And we are just having a little bit of fun with you. But what we want to say to all of you is that the empires that you have built, every magnificent or large or small business that has ever been constructed by human minds on planet Earth, we have seen fully and understand intimately. And we are here to tell you that the work and the energy and the accomplishment that carries those businesses for years all happened in the sweet spot. Because once the manifestation occurred, then they faced reality. So it's sort of like dragging your sled way, way, way up the hill, and then you have a nice long ride. The more time you spend in the sweet spot, the more stable you are when the construction of the business begins to happen. So don't rush that. Savor the sweet spot. But you said the operative words when you began. I need. Well, that's a whole different thing. When you're creating, and we know that was just a word that you said because that's what most people say, but there is a vibration of need in almost everybody who has something that they are wanting to accomplish or trying to create that makes it last a month and then another month and then another month and then another month and then another month. And the thing is, when we're talking about savoring the sweet spot, we're not talking about savoring it for a year and a half. We're talking about savoring it for a couple of weeks, maybe a month before the manifestation comes. So if it's been that long about anything that you want, you've not been in the sweet spot. You've been in the need spot. You've not been in the inspired spot. You've been in the want to make this happen so I can feel better spot. You've not been in the unconditional spot. You've been in the conditional spot. And it's all right, but we just want you to understand what must change for the sweet spot to shorten and become the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it reality that you think you want, that you want, that you think you want, that you want, that you think you want, that you want, that you sort of kind of want, that you think you want, that you want, but you sort of kind of want it, but you want, but there's things about it you don't want. Things about it you don't want. There's things you haven't worked out in your sweet spot. And if it came to you right now, you see, if you were a sloppier creator, which you're not, it would have come to you faster. But because you're picky in your vortex, it's really good. You're picky about what you want. It's not going to come to you before you're ready for it when it comes. And getting ready for it when it comes, that's the best part of life. That is the sweet spot. Getting yourself ready for what you're rendezvousing with. Because if you rendezvoused with what you're ready for, you wouldn't like it. We say that to almost all of you. If right now you rendezvoused with what you think you want right now because of the preparation that you haven't yet done, and it would come to you right now, you wouldn't like it when it came. And some of you are determined. Esther is. She's determined. She makes things happen. And sometimes when they get there, she doesn't like them. Together we will bring this magnificent event to a close.
Beautiful.
There has been movement in this gathering. Individually, you have found release of resistance. And collectively, your vibration is in a different place than it has ever been. Collectively, your vibration is in a different place than any group has ever been. And it isn't only in relationship to where you were when you got here, because you were doing well when you got here. It is in relationship to planetary vibration. In other words, you are high flying. You are without exception in the receiving mode. And by that we mean the whole of you is flowing here and now. Can you feel well-being? Do you feel, even with everything that we talked about, it was such a remarkable thing that you were in a place of pure positive energy, in connection to who you are, in the receiving mode, and then we had a conversation that has the potential of taking you somewhere else. And while you felt yourself, you didn't go, did you? You stayed in the receptive mode because you know what to do. You are now in a stable place where you can move about, whether you're interacting with people that you are coaching or whether you're interacting with your own family. And you are in a position now where you can witness those, even those who are way out of whack temporarily because of something that they are living. They certainly have justification for it in every case, don't they? And you can see them without needing to feel guarded because they don't need to take you out with their condition, whatever it is. You are now in that stable place, which is the most important thing for a teacher to be. You got to stay in your place of knowing what you know, regardless of what those around you are knowing or demonstrating. This is a world of such diversity. And every single person that you are interacting with, those that you know closely, those who are at a distance, all of them want alignment. And most of them don't know how to achieve it, but you do. It is not your responsibility to teach them how to achieve their alignment. It is only your responsibility to accomplish it yourself. And it is our knowing that you will not have any problem at all realizing when you are in or out of alignment. And it is also our expectation that from this point forward, you'll not be beating up on yourself when you're not. And that is the most significant thing that was accomplished in these days that we are together. And it's the most significant thing that will ever happen to you. And it's the most significant thing that will ever happen to anybody. In other words, now you've got your sea legs, and now you're going to have wonderful voyages. And some of the best voyages are not on calm seas. Some of the best voyages are in places where the water's a little rough and you don't care because you've got your sea legs, you see. The appreciation that Source feels for you cannot be adequately expressed to you with words. The words just are not enough. We can say to you that you're doing so well, and we can say to you that you are the leading edge of that which is us. We can say to you that you are the reason for this expansion into the physical manifestation. We can say to you that the majority of the joy that we feel is in response to our co-creating with you. We can say to you that you are meaningful to us in ways that are endless. We can say to you that you are fulfilling your purpose and that we are so proud of who you are and what you are about. We can say all of these things to you, but the words fall far short of the vibrational impact that you can receive emotionally when you are in alignment. We want you to feel the rapture of alignment as Source flows through you. And it is our desire that you look for things that thrill you. Esther and friends were in her suite last night listening to music that turned them all inside out. And the sole reason for the music that they were selecting was because they wanted to be turned inside out. They wanted to feel the thrill of alignment, period. They wanted to share the love that they were feeling for one another in very real terms, right here and now. And that's what we want for you too. We want you to know that we hear your music and that we like the way it makes us want to dance in your body. We want you to know that we feel the passion of your ability to create musically or through art or through mathematics or through science, that we feel your passion and that your passion is our passion and that your satisfaction is our satisfaction. And we want you to know the appreciation we feel for the setup that you make for us in this expanding, inevitably expanding universe. We offer words because it's the fastest way for us to get on the same vibrational wavelength. But there is so much that is coming to you in the next hours and days and weeks and months that is of a satisfying nature. And it is our desire, we ask this of you, that when you are in those moments of most satisfying ecstasy, just reach with the thought just a little bit. Abraham, are you in on this with us? Are you in this with me? Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you see this sunset? Do you see this sunrise? Do you see this dolphin? Are you looking at this child? Did you feel that idea that I got? Do you feel this beautiful world? Do you know what I'm knowing? Do you know what I'm doing? Are you aware of me? Because the answer is always a resounding yes. Yes, we do. We're right there with you. We're seeing what you're seeing and we're hearing what you're hearing. And right now in your receiving mode, we're knowing what you're knowing. And let's just get on with this joyous life experience that we've all promised one another that we will live together. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain joyfully in your vortex.